Okay, making sure I'm recording. Okay. Hey guys, sorry I'm not going to be in till Wednesday, so that's why I wanted to do this lesson. It's usually something I do in person, and we do it in class, and we usually draw each other. We might do that later, but we need to get an understanding of human figure drawing, like proportions. You guys did a really good job on the face, because I think you understood after all the proportions, like, drawing face isn't too bad. You just need to line things up the way they're supposed to go and have the right proportions. So, and we're going to use sighting like we did in the very first project. Very powerful tool. So let's just go ahead and get going. So I'm going to use, let's just talk about proportions. I'll get to Mr. Jeggings here later, but we're going to talk about just the human form in general. So let's just start with a head. I'll just start with a rough. I'm going to do it small. Let's just start with a egg. Okay. Just like an egg shape. Okay, just this oval. I don't really care. Now, so we can go from there. We can make a whole body off of this one little head. Okay, so what Polykleitos, he's an ancient Greek artist. He was the first artist to understand that we had proportions to us, and he knew what those were, and that's why he could draw a perfect human, or actually he did a sculpture of a perfect person. So let's follow his. People still use this thing today. Some people, I'm more of a 7.5 heads tall. That's how tall we are, 7.5 heads. Let's just do 8 to keep things simple for now. So let's just do 8. So let me see, that's 1 head. You can mark as you go. So here's 2, there's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I don't know, you can label these, I don't really care. So we are 8 heads tall. Let's just follow those proportions. Now we're just gonna do a straightforward one first, and then we'll do a side view. So let's get moving on that. So let's start with, hips. Let's start with where your hips are, and where they tend to be is kind of your crotch is at the bottom of 4, but your hips kind of settle in here, okay? So you can just kind of, put an oval. Okay, that's where your hips are. That's the pelvic region. That's where your hip bones are, and that attaches to your legs. So put that around number 4 there. And we can put legs on it. I don't know for the legs. Say that's your hip. And you just went like this with your legs. Kneecap straight down, feet, right? Well, really, let's put some hip bones in there, hip joints. Really, okay, so your knees are at number 6, at the bottom of 6 here, okay? That's where your knees kind of are. And what I tend to do, what I like to do, because our legs aren't perfectly straight, we can do different things with muscles. So we can do this, where you go from outside to inside, and then boom. Kind of keeps us straight, okay? The way our legs kind of sit. Let's move on to, I guess, the rib cage. That might be a good place, or spine. We have a spine. Let's just put a straight spine in there. Okay, now it looks like a weird ostrich thing. Let's do sternum. Okay. So if you go in the middle of number 2 here, that's kind of where the top of your rib cage would be. And the bottom of the rib cage, well, that'd be about mid 3, okay? And you could just do like a bell. Let's do a bell shape. The bottom is curved, like that. There's your sternum, rib cage, everything. If you want to know where your chest is, usually that's about head wide. Let's do shoulders. I believe that if you take a head width this way and a head width this way, that's how wide your body is, okay? So the shoulders should come off of the top of the sternum here. You just put sticks in little joints. We're just doing like this is an advanced stick figure here, okay? Okay, so you have your shoulder, the top of the body, and then you have like the shoulder joints here. So let's put some arms on this guy. So the joints, like the elbows, are kind of at the bottom of 3, so let's put a couple elbow joints here and you can connect them. Now the tips of your hands actually go to about 5, so we can put little mittens on this guy, okay, and we can join that. So the tip of the bottom of 5, give him some mittens. There you go. See, so that is a proportional, just following a Polyclitus' canon. This is what a proportional human skeleton should look like. And this is a rough skeleton. This is what we do if we had to quickly draw someone before they moved. You kind of mapped it out like that, okay? This is going to help you understand the way the body moves, the body proportions and everything. So just a head can tell you so much and keep your proportions. Okay, let's do a side view, okay? And I'll do it on this side. Let's do a side view. So if I have that same head, I'll do a little bit more detailed head. Okay. Okay, so, and say this should be 8 heads tall. So 1, 2, oops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This head's a little bigger. 8. Okay. 8 heads tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So what we talked about before, the hips should sit below the head in number 4 slot. See, look how scribbly I am. I don't really care. Okay, the spine this time. Well, the shoulder, we know the shoulders. Let's put the shoulder line in there. That's between 2, right? In the middle of number 2 head. That's where the shoulders are, and they're below the head. Now watch what the spine does here. The spine goes around your sternum, your chest cavity, comes in, and then flicks out at the tailbone. It's a curve. So if you're doing a side view, you should know that your spine curves like this. This is really important, that S curve, okay? The knee should be at the top of 6, or at the bottom, sorry, the bottom of the 6 slot there. Let me make sure we're still recording. And we are, we're still recording, okay. And we'll just keep filling in, so the sternum should be right there, and it kind of sticks out in front of the ribs, right? Because you did the skeleton project, and we look at bones, so you should know that I mean, it's weird looking at it from the side, but your ribs attach to your spine, right? So that's why it's in front of the spine. There you go. This is kind of important, so your hip joints right there. This line is you know, it's right here in front. I would go from front to front. This is back here like this, because it'll be important when we do muscles later that you understand that the wrong way to do a leg usually is people always put the meat on the thigh in the back, and then they put the meat on the calf in the back, okay? And that's inaccurate. Actually, you have the flesh and the meat of your muscle in the front, and then you have, and this is one beef up leg here. That's really how it goes. You have muscle in the front on a thigh, not in the back. So that's why I like to put this here, because it kind of emphasizes, oh, that's where the muscle is, and that's where the calf goes. But this is really looking like a skeleton from the side. Once again, the hand should rest kind of near 5, you know, the tips of the finger. So, and the elbows should be around 3, which I'm losing my points of reference. Let's put his elbow back here. He has his elbows tucked back, but that's a side view. So there's a front view. I want you to try these. That's what we're gonna do, you know, tomorrow. I want you guys to try to complete a proportional sketch of this dude and a proportional sketch of the side view. Okay, use the 8 heads tall, use your proportions. This is 1, 2, 3 heads wide. So I want you to try that. Okay, and I'll put another video up explaining what I want you to do on Monday, and we're going to go into more in detail. We're going to look at Mr. Jenkins here, and we're going to look at this breakdancing guy, because it's a little more complicated. So yeah, so look at that video. But this, you know, let's just do all this for Friday, okay? Let's just get this much done. So make sure you take pictures and save them so we can turn them in. I'll have an assignment turned in where you can just drop these. So give this a whirl. I want to see that you understand basic human skeletal proportions. Okay, thank you.